We are here to put the spotlight on the Miami Dolphins, and we have a recent Dolphin with us, Terron Armstead, the five-time Pro Bowler. Kyle Long here as well, a couple of All-Pros on the offensive line. You were on this Dolphins team when you guys were ascending. I mean, you went to the playoffs. Then the next year you win 11 games. You get back, you play the Chiefs. What happened? I know you're not on the team this season, but where was the change?
And it's so much turnover every year. We know the roster changed maybe 50%, and I think that number is growing. Just looking at the trade deadline yesterday, the NFL looks like a transfer portal. It's adopting some college ways, what it feels like. So every year is a new team, brand new campaign. So you can't take the prior year or previous year success and think that affords you anything or gives you a head start. That's not the case. Injuries. It's a brand new identity. And if you don't find that and establish that new identity for that team, you'll struggle.
I feel like it's a good point he made, establishing an identity. And we've seen with the Miami Dolphins, there have been years where you guys have clear-cut identities. I say you guys. The Miami Dolphins have had clear-cut.
I'm repping.
Always repping. Yeah. Have had clear-cut identities, whether it's, take them to the track meet and we're going to run everybody out of the gym. I feel like with the injury to Tyreek Hill, with the leadership questions in Miami, with the questions about accountability from the head coach, Mike McDaniel, there's too much happening in Miami for them to really have a true culture and identity. The last time I saw you was at the joint practice in Lake Forest, Illinois for the Miami Dolphins, Chicago Bears joint practice. How was that experience for you as a non-player, getting to look at this team while up close and personal, but not wearing a helmet?
It was unique for sure. First time since being recently retired in April. And I was able to see the team, but I felt camaraderie there. Like I felt good chemistry. I felt a good locker room, guys that were playing for each other. That practice that we were at, the Bears came out and were physical. They shocked the Dolphins. So it wasn't a good practice for Miami. So being there, feeling the vibe from the team was great. Like they had that cohesiveness that you want to see. But the practice and what I saw on the field, I wasn't impressed. The next day, they had a much better practice. I wasn't there for the second practice, but the one that I did see, there was a lot of questions. And those same questions showed face week one against the Colts.
Now, great teams, they don't repeat the mistakes twice. And you've been part of, we were talking about some regimes you've been a part of, New Orleans in particular. A lot of greatness there, particularly offensively. The mistakes aren't repeated day to day. There may be a new mistake Wednesday from the Tuesday mistake, but it's not going to be the same thing 2 times in a row. What about Miami right now is concerning to you? How do you feel about leadership in Miami right now? Do you think it's going to be the same next year, or are they going to change?
It's tough.
Yeah.
Kyle, you put me on the spot, man. I have a lot of.
We can always edit this stuff out.
No need. I have a lot of history with a lot of those guys. Yeah. I've had success with those guys too. So there's leadership in place that I believe in, that have proven to be able to execute and be successful. We didn't win playoff games, but we were able to create an environment that had expectations, and we expected to win on a weekly basis. So Mike McDaniel, Tua, I've seen those guys lead in a way and can get the job done. So for me, this year it's been stressful and struggle for me to watch, because I don't recognize a lot of what I've seen in certain games. That Cleveland Browns game was just, I couldn't identify that team. The energy wasn't there. The vibe wasn't there. It looked like a foreign object to me on film. And it was just really concerning. I couldn't figure out why. The next week, they have a big win against the Atlanta Falcons, and they look like the Miami Dolphins to me. Bradley Chubb started the game off with a tackle for loss. He's celebrating towards the sideline. Jordan Brooks is playing like a man possessed. Tua he's laser sharp, and that looked like the team. So that's the frustrating part. You get the flashes and the ebbs and flows. So you see it, it's the capability is there, but the consistency, as you know, Kyle, the consistency is number one in the NFL. Winning, consistency. So that's the part that I struggle with. I can't say if they will continue with the same leadership. I've seen those guys be successful, so I believe in them.
Yeah, what's it like playing for Mike McDaniel? I mean, because all we see is what he goes up to the podium and it's kind of like, it's something that you don't see from head coaches. But how does he compare to other head coaches when you're actually playing for him?
It's different, man. Polar opposite than what I had known all the way up until I got to Miami. So I was with Sean Payton for 9 years. Very strict, we're doing this at this time, this way, because I said so. Not much.
Because that's the way it is.
That's it. Not much explanation behind that. Then I come over to Mike, and it's more open forum. It's more explanations. It's a why to everything. And player-led. So it was literally polar opposites. But I appreciated it, and I appreciated Mike because I was an older player. I got here when I was 10 years in the NFL. Older player, I'm experienced. And we've seen coaches with a player-friendly environment win championships. Pete Carroll, probably the nicest dude on planet Earth. We've seen it. You know what I mean? So it can work. It can be done. But for Mike, and when you get to these type situations, and you have to lean on your leaders, it's all the questions get pointed back to him. All the criticism that you allowed this to happen. You allowed this freedom. You allowed this. So now you got to answer these questions. And we have to be professionals as players. So a lot of the policing has to be done by the players, but when it goes above the players, that's when Mike has to step in and put his foot down. And when you see Tua have a post-game conference where he's like, guys late, not showing up, that's a cry for help.
It's kind of like, as a father of 2 young kids, I don't want to be the helicopter parent, and I want to allow them to work out their differences. I'm talking 3.5, 1.5, right? So there's hair pulling, there's blocks being chucked across the room. I don't want to be on top of them all the time because I want them to figure out how to do their own thing. And when you talk about self-policing, I want my kids to self-police like a head coach wants his players to figure out the issues. I guess the disconnect for me and guys like Chris who haven't been in that locker room is, why is the self-policing seemingly inefficient? And people want to see that reaction from their head coach, that authoritative. Yeah. But we're not going to get that from Mike. That's not the type of guy Mike is. So I'm going to ask you this. For Miami Dolphins fans, in which there's many, and we're here in South Florida recording this morning, what is the core of the Miami Dolphins look like moving forward, regardless of who the quarterback is, regardless of who the head coach is? Yeah. Who are the guys that's like, okay, we can load up the spaceship with these guys and we're going somewhere with them?
It has to start with Tua first. And I know you said regardless of the head coach or the quarterback, but he's there. He's in place as the franchise quarterback.
They're paying him.
And they're paying him handsomely. You know what I mean? Shout out to Tua. But it has to start there, for sure. It's a quarterback league. Like, it has to start with him. But guys that they have on the roster that they can build the foundation, Aaron Brewer, the center, he's fired.
He's a good player.
He's fired.
Athlete.
He's an all-pro center. Patrick Paul, he is ascending young player. He's massive. He's improving. His technique is getting better and better. A guy that has had a very quiet year, but I strongly believe in him, his ability, and his production moving forward, Chop Robinson. Chop is a phenomenal young talent. He hasn't had as many opportunities. He hasn't had the plays this year. Jalen Phillips just got traded to Philly. That'll open up more opportunities, more reps for him. Chop is incredible. Like, his ceiling is up there with the Micahs and the TJs.
Wow.
I feel that way. I do. And I'm not just talking.
And you know rushers.
I know rushers. If I don't know anything else, O-line, D-line, I know that. So I think those 3 guys, Jordan Brooks as well, he stay in Miami, be at the center of that defense. The energy that he brings is contagious. Those 4 guys, that's a foundation that you can build and win with.
With Tua, for years, it was like, if we can keep him healthy, this can be a really good team. Yeah. And the injury concerns were always the biggest concern for the Miami Dolphins. What was it like blocking for him and the pressure to block for him and try to keep him from sustaining those big hits?
Honestly, man, Chris, he was such a joy to block for. Like, he made it really easy to block for him because he was really decisive with where he was going with the ball. People talk about it so much, like, he throws the ball quickest time of release and all those things. He's not pushing the ball down the field. I mean, time and time again, that was the case. He was really sure where he was going before the snap. So he was easy to block for. The thing with Tua and the injuries were more so on scrambles, extended plays, trying to go get a first down, things of that nature. He had the one injury in Cincinnati where he held the ball for quite a bit, play broke down, and that's when it kind of started. But for the most part, those came from extended plays, him trying to make a play, so really outside of the realm of the O-line protection.
All right, Terron Armstead with us here on CBS Sports HQ, putting the spotlight on his former team, the Miami Dolphins, who are trying to dig out of things. Man, they got the Bills this week. Boy, we'll be talking more about that matchup with the Bills on CBS Sports HQ this week.